We are recording in progress, everybody. Welcome. We are all scattered across the country at the moment, getting prepared for September events, and mainly our next one, the Dart10k, which is one of our biggest events, if not the biggest event we run each year. One of the most iconic and beautiful outdoor swims that this country or this world has to offer. It is a world famous event with people coming from all over the place to take part. So we're really excited to be running this for the second year in a row. It's going to be a really special weekend for us, and the money that we raise from this event is truly life-changing for so many children with disabilities who are going to learn to swim because of all of you guys. So we'll come more into that at the end. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, what we're going to run through, we are going to be looking at just a little bit of housekeeping to start with. I'm then going to run through the event logistics for the weekend. We've got Lucy here who's going to be talking about the water quality emails you've been receiving to give you an update on that. And then Colette's going to be talking to you about fundraising, so you can see the impact of what you're doing. And the importance of it, not just for you, but for everybody else. So very quickly, we're just going to introduce ourselves and then we'll crack on. We've got 1 hour. I am Mark Fox. I'm the head of community events here at Level Water, and I will be on the finish line of the swim both days. My job is to make sure you all get out of the river. So if you see me at the finish line, please do give me a big hug, and I'll give you the biggest hug back to say thank you. Katie.
Hi everyone, I am normally the one that is not seen or heard behind the scenes, the event manager for Level Water. So up all the logistics in preparation for the event. You will see me both at Totnes before the swim and at Greenway after the swim, and again welcoming all hugs when I'm there.
And then we have Jerry.
I'm Jerry. I am everyone's assistant. I will be the lady in the info tent at the start of the Dart10k. And if you send an email to tell us how great we are or complain about us, I'm the one that comes through to. So yeah, you may have heard from me already and will probably continue to hear from me in the future.
Thank you, Jerry. And then Colette.
Hello, I'm Colette. I'm fundraising manager. I look after the fabulous swimmers who bring in the money for the charity so we can continue our amazing programs all over the UK. I'm sure some of you have had emails and SMSs from me and seen me in person. I'll be at the finish at Greenway in the pink Level Water tent, so please come and say hello.
And last but not least, Lucy Powell.
Hi everyone, I am Head of Operations here at Level Water, and you will normally find me at most of our swim events on the roads, so managing traffic, and that is where I'll be for Dart10k. So I look forward to seeing you there, getting onto the coaches, and yeah, it's very exciting to be only over a week away now.
Thank you so much. And yeah, it's running all of our events is such a huge team effort, and so it's hard to sort of say thank you enough to everyone in the team for all the parts they play throughout the year to run our sort of 10 events. Dart being one of the trickiest because of the start and finish locations and the number of people and spectators and cars, but you know, there's three other people in the team who aren't here, who you'll hopefully meet on the weekend as well, that work year round to put this on for you guys. So we're really excited that it's close. Plus hundreds of volunteers who come and help us out each year. So thank you all so much. And so housekeeping, we cannot see or hear any of you. There's 108 of you at the moment. I'm going to rattle through a few bits. If you have any questions, please stick them in the chat box. Colette, Lucy and Jerry are there to answer any of your questions as we go. Probably wait as long as you can before asking a question, just because I'm probably going to answer it. And yeah, we'll pick it up, and then anything at the end that hasn't been answered, we'll quickly run through it. Me and Katie are going to be talking, so we're going to just sort of chat to each other to sort of let you know everything. Yeah, Katie, anything more? I don't think there's much more else on housekeeping.
Don't think so.
No, great. So I'll crack on. Event logistics, Dart10k 2024, Saturday 7th and Sunday 8th of September. You should all have, and I guess that you wake up and you read it every single morning, is our swimmer hub. was going to share it, but for some reason I can't. But you will have a link that Colette is about to put into the chat if she hasn't already, which will take you to that swimmer hub. Everything that you need to know will be in there. Everything about timings, locations, parking, the swim, what to eat, what to wear will be in that swimmer hub. So if you've got any questions, head there first. If you've got any more unique questions, you can email jerry@levelwater.org. But please have a look at the swimmer hub at any point. If you've got the ability to look at it now, please pop it up. And if I can figure out how to share my screen, it's saying it's disabled for host for some reason, but that's fine. If you've got it up in front of you, have a look. You can run through it with me. If not, afterwards, it will all be in there. So actually, Colette, do you want to just see why I can't share my screen? Because I'd like to share the map. It's saying that it's the host has disabled it, but I am the host, so that feels odd.
Try it again.
There we go. Thank you so much. That was much quicker and easier than I would have liked. Is that good? Hang on a minute. Everything's gone. Let me try again. This one. Right. Can you see my screen? Is it pink? Yeah. Katie, you with me? Cool. The route. So the Dart10k, if you haven't done it before, is a spectacular river. And what's so spectacular about it is there isn't really any way you can see it other than being on it or in it. You can't really drive down most of it. You can't walk. There's no path. So it is, for those who haven't done it before, a very unique experience. We talk a lot about it being a journey, a very iconic swimming journey that many people want to. Movement lights just went off in the room I'm in. So, yeah, so it's a beautiful swim from Totnes. Totnes is a wonderful little town. Finishing at Greenway. Greenway House was one of Agatha Christie's home, and it's a National Trust site. So we're really excited that for the second year in a row that the finish will be on their land, which is beautiful. So yeah, it's a wonderful swim. It's big and wide, it's busy, but you'll be guided down it by our incredible water safety crew. It's nice and tidal, so we start just as the tide turns, and you'll be pulled down the river. Katie's actually spent a lot of her childhood and life in and around the river, haven't you, Katie?
I have indeed.
In Dartmouth. So our event manager knows the river well, so you're well looked after. So one thing we do say about this swim, you'll see it written a few times, is car sharing is really important for anything in any of our events. So if you're a lone traveller coming from anywhere in the country and you'd like to share a ride, you need a lift, please head to our Facebook group, which Colette will put the link into the chat. It's also on the Swimmer Hub. And see if anyone can pick you up. We had loads of people being picked up from London and Reading and Bristol last year, and they made really good lifelong friends. So if you need to share a car, want to get some motivation and some camaraderie going on the way down, then please stick it in the Facebook group, and there'll be loads of people who will be willing to help. Or get the train. Train's always great to get down to Totnes. So yeah, really excited for the people who haven't done this before. To see the river, and experience its magic. And for people who have done it again every year, they say it takes their breath away every year. So I'm really excited. So that's the route. With the timings, what I'm not going to do is go into every single time within the Swimmer Hub, because each of you will have your own wave time and day that you are swimming. So if I just keep saying numbers at you, you'll get confused. All you really need to know is that the event village in Totnes opens at 7 a.m. on Saturday and 7:30 on Sunday. You will enter the water. The first wave of people will be around 9:30 and on Saturday, and around 9:50 on Sunday. They're the key timings. Please try and get to Totnes a couple of hours before the start time. It's busy. It's 800 people a day. They're spectators. We've got to try and register you all. You've got to get yourself ready and warmed up and lubed up and stretched and toileted and anything else that people need to do before a swim. Give yourself plenty of time. Give yourself more time than you'd expect. It can take longer than you think, but also if you're standing around waiting, it's the best place to stand around and wait, because there's hundreds of other people who are just like you, and it's a great time to chat to people, get some advice, get a coffee, come and talk to Jerry, who's on the info desk, go and give her a hug, and meet people. So yeah, don't worry about getting there early. It's a really nice atmosphere. It's a really friendly atmosphere, and it's just a great opportunity to meet other swimmers. With your briefings within the Swimmer Hub, you will see your briefing times. Please come to those briefings ready to swim. Be in your wetsuit with your hat on or hat in hand, and everything to go, because once your briefing is done, you will go straight into the river, or within a few minutes you'll be swimming away. I've talked about the race pack. With registration, with the race packs, you can collect these on Friday. I'll come on to more onto that in a minute. A few questions we get about the waves is you are not in the same wave as your friend. That's okay. You don't need to stay in your waves, and you will not stay in the waves that you start in the river. If you are really worried about this or really concerned about this, do go and chat to Jerry on the day, but please don't worry about it. If your friend is in the wave behind you, get them to go to the front and you go to the back, and within a few minutes you would have caught each other up. So it's really not a problem. It's just to help us organize the rivers, because we cannot put everyone in at once. We do start the swim with slower swimmers and the faster swimmers at the back. Essentially, that is because the faster swimmers will get to the end before we're ready, and the tide will be all over the place. So if you are a swimmer at the back and you are one of our faster swimmers, I beg you to be considerate of other swimmers. We understand you're fast and you're looking for a time, but please be aware that there's a lot of other people who are just there to enjoy the ride, and have maybe swimming in their first ever swim. So look out for other swimmers, be considerate of their speed, give them a wide berth, and really support each other in the water. Yeah, I think that's probably it for parking, Katie. Have I missed anything there?
No, don't think so.
Good.
Timing, not parking.
Timing, sorry. It's going to be busy. It's a small Devon roads. There's loads of you. Just give yourself plenty of time. Don't worry about waiting around. If you're turning up late for buses and things, I'll come on to buses in a sec. But if you miss a bus, there's nothing else we can do for you. You're going to miss the swim. So give yourself plenty of time. Be overcautious. Be that guy who turns up 5 hours before the flight at the airport, because there's a lot to do and there's a lot to enjoy while you're there. Parking. So we have two parking locations. We have anywhere in Totnes, and we have Greenway. Totnes is the start. Greenway is the finish. There's also obviously a really good train route into Totnes that takes you about a 15-minute walk from the start line. Car share where you can. That just helps us so much keep numbers down and make all the roads a bit clearer. In Totnes, if you're planning on parking in Totnes, there's plenty of car parks. There's plenty of parking. Get there nice and early. Get yourself to the start, and then we'll have a little shuttle bus that will get you to the back to Totnes after you've swum. So you don't need to worry about that.
It is just worth noting as well, Mark, on that. It's when you put in car parks on your Google Maps, the closest one to the start will come up as Longmarsh. That car park is closed for our event, so don't head there. But any other car park in Totnes will be completely open and available for you to park in.
Perfect. Thank you, Katie. Yes, the finish. So those who are parking at the finish at Greenway, this is land that National Trusts have allowed us to use, and it's very small. You will not be allowed to park here unless you have pre-booked your parking. That if you turn up and you haven't pre-booked and your name's not on the list, you will be turned away, because we are very limited with our space. If you need to check if you've booked it or not, you can log into active.com, go into the top right, click My Events, click Dart10k, and you'll see within the merchandise section whether you have Greenway parking for a swimmer. It's really clear. We need to be really clear on that, really firm on that, because it's not fair if somebody has paid for that parking and they can't get in. So if you haven't got that parking, please don't try and come into Greenway. Make your way to Totnes and all will be good. We also have spectator Greenway parking tickets. So for spectators driving, probably dropping off your swimmer in Totnes at the start and then making your way to Greenway. Obviously, don't drop them off at the start in Longmarsh car park. Park up, walk to the start, watch them off, and then you can either drive down to Greenway if you have a Greenway spectator pass, which again you can check in active.com. or you can jump on a shuttle bus that will take you to the finish, which is probably the best way to do it because there'll be plenty of space, and you don't have to worry about driving, and you can get a shuttle bus back as well. So you can do that on the day. Do we have to charge for spectator parking, Katie, or are we doing it for free this year?
No, we do have to charge just because we have to pay for the coaches, obviously. Quite a few of you will have bought that already. We will be able to take payments on the day when you're boarding the coach. We just have only really allowed for capacity of people that have pre-booked it, but we will have space. So as long as we don't get an extra 800 people wanting to board the spectator coaches, we obviously book dependent on numbers we have signed up. So yes, there will be space. If you've not booked it already, don't panic. You will be able to pay on entry to the coach.
Perfect. For those who are parking and have a parking pass at Greenway, swimmer or spectator, we're not posting out passes. You won't get anything in the post from us. This saves us thousands of pounds a year. Your name will be on a list, so when you rock up, say your name and they will open the gates and let you in. Yeah, I think the final thing is just a reminder, if you haven't booked Greenway parking, please do not try and get to Greenway. That's really important for us. And really
there's also, just to add on that, there is nowhere for anyone to pick you up at Greenway either. So don't drive there, even if you're not parking there. You will not be able to, the roads are so tight, there's nowhere to turn around. Yeah. So please only drive to Greenway if you are parking and have already got a parking pass.
Yeah. There are plenty of shuttle buses and coaches back to Totnes, so you won't be stuck anywhere. You can also hitch a ride. You know, loads of people last year just stood in the car park and got a lift back. So you'll be well looked after. Right, where were we? Just did parking. Let's talk about locations and roads. This is my favorite bit. I'm going to show you a map. Hang on, I'm going to have to stop share and then reshare, which will be, hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. Share. Is there anything coming through on the questions, Colette or Jerry, that you want me to look at or to pick up, or are we all good?
Everything under control in the question.
Yeah, questions are all good.
Just one good one question from Paul there that's got swimmer parking at Greenway. That does automatically include your coach ticket to the start. Yeah. Is a good one to answer. So yeah, if you've got swimmer parking but at Greenway, you will automatically have a space on the coach.
Good point. Thank you. Right, I'm very proud of this map. This is my pride and joy. It's got everything you need to know about the Dart10k, where to be, what to do. The link is in the swimmer hub. I assume Colette's just put it or is about to put it into the chat as well. Save this in your phones. You will see on the left hand side all the points of interest and everywhere to go. I'm not going to go through this thoroughly. There's just a couple of bits I really want to highlight for you. So this is our start. Can everyone see this, by the way? I hope you can. Yeah. No one said no, so all good. Yeah, you've got this is Totnes. We've got our registration in this field down in Longmarsh in car park. This is the car park with our registration. And then for those of you who are driving to Greenway, we work really closely with the local community, and Lucy's done some amazing work to sort of build in this driving route so we don't disrupt the local village of Gampton. So for those of you driving into Greenway, please do not Google the finish point because you'll go the wrong way. Use this map and follow the diversion route around the village of Gampton. In the swimmer hub, you will see within the locations bit of what 3 words of this point down here, this bottom corner. That's where we need you to drive in. If we have hundreds of people driving through the village of Gampton, we're going to get in trouble, and it's not very nice for us to ruin a small village for the weekend. So please follow this route in. There will be diversion signs all the way, I believe, from somewhere around here, Lucy. There will be marshals on the road helping you out. It's about a 2-minute extra journey than going through town. So and it's one way through this section as well. So it's not a big diversion. You're not gaining anything by going through the village. Yeah, so please do follow this route as best you can. not as best you can, 100% follow this route to the meter, please. Yeah, there'll be marshals, there'll be signs. So get used to this map. Like I said, in the swimmer hub, there is, I'll go back to it in a second. There is a, what 3 words, and I believe a screenshot and a Google pin link. I'll double check that in a second. But yeah, please use that to get through. Have I said please enough? Please do it, please, 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 please. But yeah, have a look at this map. You'll see here the finish line, the courtyard, the parking field is along here. The finish is down here and you'll come up, but I'll talk more about all of this in a bit for you. Anything else? Oh yeah, by the way, ignore this yellow line. That isn't an accurate representation of the route you'll take down the river. That's just me putting on a line to show you that that is a river. You'll be crossing the river at certain points, but that will be dictated by the water safety crew and the Dart Harbour Master. Katie, anything on the map that you want me to add in?
I don't think so. Someone has just asked about the feed stations and whereabouts they are on the map.
Yeah, we'll come on to that shortly. They're not actually on the map, but I'll put them on because that's a really good, useful point. They're 4 and 7 kilometres down the river, but I'll talk about that in a second when we come on to talk about the swim. Cool. Give me 1 second, share screen.
A couple of things on location I'm seeing comments. Race pack collection is at Totnes in the event village. There is a unisex changing tent in Totnes. Jerry has answered that in the chat. It will be unisex. It is just a marquee, but it's obviously covered for you to get changed in. Spectator buses to Green Mile after the start, they will all be departing at the same time, which is after the last swimmer swims, and that will be at, I'm now finding my timings, 10:30 on Saturday and 11 a.m. on Sunday. And there'll be people guiding you to where those coaches will be departing from.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So locations and rows, you'll see in here the location of the swim start, the swim finish. We will just update this for you to have the correct link in. I think that's the postcode for the finish where we don't want the drivers to go. So we'll update that for you. There is traffic management. So yeah, like we said, just please be courteous of the locals and the signs, and please follow our marshals. They are all volunteers. So please respect them and show them a lot of love as you're driving past, and thank them a lot for making sure that you're able to get there. Small narrow roads, please just be careful, drive slowly, back up rather than trying to get through. If you get there early and give yourself plenty of time, you're not in a rush. So yeah, please follow those signs and those marshals. With the supporters, if more than welcome to come along. At the start, we have plenty of space. It's a really fun atmosphere. We've got food and drink and refreshments. We've got music. You can see everyone getting into the river. It's a really special occasion. So yeah, feel free to come on, then jump on the buses or drive to the finish if you've got the parking pass. Like Katie said, you will not be able to park in lodge. That's shut for the day. We restrict it for our team, for the event village, and for accessible parking. So if you're a blue badge holder, please, you can. There's plenty of space for you. Like we said, you can't drop people off at the start, so you'll have to drop them off. If you are dropping off and going straight off, please drop them off somewhere else and let them walk down. In Greenway, like we said, it is just the most fantastic location. There's a big Victorian courtyard that we use for our event village. It's on top of a hill overlooking the river. There's a lovely hill down to the water's edge. In that courtyard, we will have lots of food, lots of drink. Colette will be there cheering everyone and thanking everyone for their fundraising, handing out the merch. So yeah, if you ordered merch, please come along to see Colette at the end. It's really beautiful. It's really blessed that we've managed to find this as a location to finish this amazing swim. So it's a good atmosphere. We've got loads of deck chairs and hay bales out on the hill, so you can just sit and watch the river with a beer. It's really lovely. So yeah, like I said, you can only drive to Greenway if you've got a parking pass. The hill down is quite steep. It's a little bit of a slope down, so if it's a wet day, it just might be a little bit slippy, so just please be a bit careful. And the bit that you're regularly disappointed about, and understandably, is the beach that we finish on is actually a private beach. And they did not allow us, understandably, to have all of you spectators, all of the supporters down on the beach. So the swimmers come out of the water, walk along a small jetty, and there's a small beach. They just come through a little gateway, and then they open it up into this magnificent hill in this field. It's like an amphitheatre, and you can all sit, and everyone just sits up and cheers everyone as they come through. And it really is a wonderful atmosphere. So yeah, sorry we can't let you on the beach, but what we do have is really quite something. So please do come down and cheer everyone in, because it's a great atmosphere. I've talked so much about the parking passes. I'll say it again, Greenway parking passes only at Greenway, and the same for supporters. The Greenway ferry service will be operating, so people who wanted to come down the other side of the river, maybe park in Ditson, go get the ferry across. Lovely way to see the event, lovely way to experience it. How am I doing for time? About 15 more minutes, so we are bang on. Right, arrival and registration. This is the important stuff. That's all the important stuff. This is the really.
Mark, can I just butt in quickly? Someone actually had a very good question, which is kind of registration and parking. Which is, if you are registering on Friday evening, yes, you can park in Longmarsh car park. It is just for the event days, Saturday and Sunday, that car park will be closed. Another question said, can you park overnight at Longmarsh? As long as your vehicle is moved by the time that our event village opens, or half an hour before, so 6:30, 7 a.m. on the Saturday, then that's fine. The normal parking restrictions will apply until our event opens.
Perfect. So arrival times on Saturday, for Saturday swimmers, the Totnes sort of event village, the Greenway parking, I've got this all the way around. If you're parking at Greenway, the car park opens at 6 a.m. The shuttle buses will leave at 7 on Saturday and 7:30 on Sunday. So you've got an hour to get there. It's a 1-minute walk down to the buses. So you've got plenty of time. So make sure you're there in good time, so you don't miss the coach. Once you've arrived in Totnes, head to our registration tent. It will be very easy to see. Our volunteers will check you in, give you your race packs, and get a swimmer number on your hand. I'll come onto the pack in a second. You can register on Friday between 5 and 8 p.m. In Longmarsh. But so you can register for Saturday or Sunday on Friday. What you can't do is register on Saturday for Sunday. I'm going to say that again. You can register on Friday if you're swimming Saturday or Sunday. You cannot register on Saturday for Sunday. So if you want to register early for Sunday, you have to do it on Friday.
And just to explain a bit of why that is, it's just because our full team are needed for the event runs smoothly that day. And it would mean half of our team having to stay at Totnes all day to open registration. We allow plenty of time and organisation for you to pick up your pack on the morning of your swim if you can't make it on Friday. So please do not panic about collecting your pack on Friday. Yeah.
There's a really big bold bit here, which is funny, which is you can't enter the water unless you've got your pack, wristband and everything, but I'll come on to that in a second. Baggage. We have to move 800 bags each day, which is a lot from the start to the finish. So the smaller you can make your bag, the better. Please don't use carrier bags for obvious reasons. It makes it really difficult for us to handle and keep everything together. Please do not bring big backpacks. It's just so heavy and it's just so much for us to move. You don't need too much with you. There's going to be a lot of food and drink at the end. Dry robes, we understand, is the main thing, but please squash them down into the smallest bag you can and make sure that bag can do up and that it is easy to carry. If you can't carry it to us very easily, we're not going to be able to throw it around. We're not going to throw your bag around. We're not going to be able to move it around gently.
Also really helps if you use a bright bag rather than a black bag, because when you come to collect your bag at the end, you'll be able to spot your bag much quicker than everyone else's small black bag. So that's just a tip from me.
Great tip. So yeah, please just really consider like the amount of people that got to move your bags and just make sure it's as small as possible and it is done up and it's contained and it doesn't flap out and go everywhere.
Just another comment on baggage before you moved on. Someone just asked a really good question. The bags are transported to the courtyard at the top of the hill, so you will need to walk up the hill in bare feet. All the swimmers will have been finished if we had to get all the bags to the bottom of the hill, because there's no way for us to transport it other than by hand. So you will need to walk up to the top of the hill, which also helps warm you up if you are a little cold anyway. So they will all be.
Sorry, Kay, go on.
I was just saying, so yes, the bags will be at the top of the hill waiting for you.
And the hill is grassy, so it's not like you're walking on mud and gravel. It's a nice grassy, soft hill, so it should be fine.
Yeah, and someone just put a good tip. If you do have a spectator that's going to watch you finish and they're seeing you at the start and the finish, give your bag to them and they can bring it to the bottom of the hill. Is a good tip.
That's our preferred option. There's less bags for us to carry. Right, anything else on arrival and registration? I think that's it. Just make sure you give yourselves plenty of time to come and register and get what you need. You will then get your swimmer pack. Like we said, you can get this on Friday or Saturday for the Saturday swim. In your pack will be a Dart10k swimming hat with the dedicated colour of the wave that you are in. You must wear this hat during the swim. Some people like to wear two hats. Please put this one on top. Jerry did some fantastic work finding really good big swimming hats for us. And we got a lot of compliments from them last year. So please make sure you've got your hat on top. That is for our water safety crew to be able to keep an eye on everybody all at once. You'll get a numbered wristband. This will be your swimming number. You must wear this on your wrist. That is a method for us to make sure that we've collected everybody at the finish. So when you come through the finish line, we will have volunteers and they will cut that wristband off with your number on. So we know that you have come back to the swim, to land. If you are dropping a bag with us, there'll be also be a baggage tag. This will match your swimmer number, I believe. So put that on your bag, and then when you come back, just give us your swimmer number and we will find your bag. If you've applied to be a skin swimmer, then you will be giving a wristband to say that you have applied and you have been approved. If you turn up on the day and you have not been approved and you have not applied to be a skin swimmer, you will be asked to swim in a wetsuit. If you are swimming skins and you don't have a wristband, as you're getting in the water, we will stop you because we have to do it for safety purposes and everyone has to apply. So please just make sure that you've applied. If you haven't applied, bring a wetsuit because you will not be allowed in the water before you've applied. You'll then get a timing chip. There's a timing mat at the start and there's a timing mat at the finish. Please wear this around your ankle so it pings you in and out.
It's just worth adding on that, on just adding it to your ankle is if you've got a long wetsuit on, try and tuck it under your wetsuit because they can, hopefully they won't, they're Velcro, but it just means it extra secure because if we do lose them, we pay a small fee for them. And another point to note on the timing chip, sorry, Mark, there will be a number on your timing chip. That number will not match your wristband or your swimmer number. It is just for the timing company's record. So we had quite a few people coming up to us last year saying, oh, the number on my timing chip is different to the number on my wrist. Ignore the number on your ankle. It is just the number on your wrist that we care about.
Really good point. Thank you, Katie. And then finally on this, which Lucy will talk more about when she talks about water quality, is during registration on Active, you all signed a box that talked about water quality. We are going to ask you to re-sign that during registration. It's exactly the same waiver as you've done before, but Lucy will talk more about that shortly. Anything else on swimmer pack? I think that's probably everything. The swim, this is what we're here to do. We're finally in the water in this journey. The waves are dictated by during registration when you put your speed. We put our slower swimmers in first and our fast swimmers at the end. I've already said, as a faster swimmer, please be very considerate of other swimmers around you. Do not swim over the top of them and help people if you feel like they are struggling. You'll be briefed as in your individual groups. There'll be a little briefing pen. Please be ready for that, and then you'll go into the water. Once you're in the water, it's up to you. You will then be swimming 10K with 800 other people down a beautiful river. We have so many amazing, Jerry asked me to say, beautiful lifeguards on the water who will be looking out for you, supporting you, encouraging you, helping you whenever's needed. If for whatever reason you need any help, they will be there and they will help you and they'll support you. Don't forget to just enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to sit up and look around and just marvel at what you can see and what you're doing, because it is really special and really wonderful and it's an incredible achievement. So take it in. Don't get to the finish and not know what you've just done. Like, look around and really enjoy it. Things we are not allowed. We don't allow tow floats, fins, music, GoPros, no extra kit allowed in this swim. That is for obvious safety reasons, especially music. People like to listen to headphones on this. Please don't. It's really dangerous. We cannot contact you if there's anything wrong. Tow floats, we're unique in that we're one of the events that don't allow them. But because of how busy the river is, it's actually really difficult for our water safety crew to see you if there's loads of tow floats everywhere. They can get tangled in boats, they can get tangled in other people. So tow floats can actually make things a lot more dangerous. So please, no tow floats. There are 2 feed stations on the route. There is a 4-kilometre feed station and a 7-kilometre feed station. We will have vegan sweets and bananas. We can't accommodate personal snacks on these. However, what we will do is you will be given your snacks in a little like a paper espresso cup, so that those sweets will not touch the water or anyone's hands who has touched water from packet to mouth, which obviously is a great thing for any water quality issues that we have out there. And yeah, that's it really. Make sure you're on your way. Make your way to the finish line. Once you get to Greenway, you will see a couple of big yellow and pink flags, big feather flags at the end of a jetty. The way that we do the finish line is because it's so shallow, we build quite a large jetty out of the from the bay, if you like, from the creek. It's really nice. It's a really nice way to finish. You'll be helped out by some amazing volunteers from our brand partners. And then you'll have a little walk down this jetty, which is really fun because it's like a little bridge. It's quite a nice little finishing straight, if you like. You'll then make your way onto the beach. At the bottom of the beach, there'll be carpet, so you won't be walking on any oysters. And then somebody will stood there with a hose, and they will hose you down with fresh water, which is a really nice, really nice moment before you walk through to the finishing funnels, where everyone will be cheering for you. We'll take your timing chips on your wristband, and then you can make your way up to the hill and have a well-earned rest at the top. So yeah, really fantastic sort of finishing location.
Mark, just before you go on to after the swim, if you're swimming and you do see someone with a tow float and go, oh, that's not fair, it's normally because they've got a medical need for it. They might be carrying their inhaler, etc. So they will have had prior approval if they are carrying deemed not allowed. So yeah, just a note on that.
Perfect. Yeah, and so once you're out, like we said, you will be walking up the hill. There will be some hot chocolate waiting for you halfway up, which is a nice little motivation. There will be medical there if you feel like you need any help or support, and there'll be hundreds of supporters and volunteers who will be there to celebrate your amazing achievement. Once you get to the top of the hill, your baggage will be there. Grab your bag, get yourself changed, and then there'll be food and drink, there'll be music, there'll be cheers, there'll be, I don't know what else, there are loads of lovely stuff, deck chairs, like I've said, and just a really wonderful atmosphere, and we will celebrate you for as long as you want to be celebrated. We'll then have coaches going back. We'll make sure the timings are in here of when they go. They'll be going throughout the afternoon to take you back to Totnes, where you can enjoy the day in Totnes. And finally, swimmers with additional needs. We've chatted to most of you who have let us know if you have any additional needs. If you haven't spoken to Jerry, if you've got any concerns about the access for the river at the start, the finish, during, after, whatever it is, if you've got any questions or concerns, give her an email. Her email address is jerry@levelwater. It's somewhere on this page. And she will help you out, and we'll make sure that everyone has everything they need to make sure they have the best day ever. And I think I'm going to stop talking. I think that's it from me. Just finally, as he carries on talking, more links in here, fundraising group, Facebook group, anything about volunteers. We are actually looking for a few more volunteers for the Saturday and the Sunday, Saturday in Totnes, Sunday at Greenway. If you would like to volunteer, it's really helpful. It makes our day a lot easier. And if you're going to be in the area anyway, then please feel free to come on down. we're looking at maybe fundraisers who might not be able to reach their target. You know, an amazing way to really repay that is donating some time. So donating a couple of hours, a few hours for us on the Saturday or Sunday, then please do. It's really essential, and you know, volunteers make our world go round, really, and it couldn't happen without them. So yeah, Colette, I think you might have put the link, I can't see, hopefully you put the link to volunteering within the chat box.
Yeah, it's just worth on that. If you are one of the fundraisers, your target, but you can give us some time back, obviously would be much appreciated. But if you just want to drop us an email, if you're one of these people, so we can obviously put a mark against your name that, yeah, you might not reach your fundraising target, but you're signed up to volunteer. Colette, I don't know whether you can put the volunteer email address in the chat, but it is volunteers@swimcollective.org. So yeah, if you can lend your time on Saturday at Totnes or Sunday at Greenway, yeah, please, we will put the link to sign up, or email volunteers@swimcollective.org, and we'll be able to get you all signed up. It's all much appreciated, and like Mark said, makes our life a lot easier, and we cannot do these events without volunteers ultimately.
Maps are in here, so if you need to see that map, it will be in there. And then finally, just a huge thanks to our brand partners, Swim Trek and Finisterre, Outdoor Swimmer, River Dart Hideaway, and Deacon and Blue. They've helped us run this event. They're going to help us with volunteers, and they'll be there on the day. And again, we couldn't really run these events without their support. So a huge thank you to them. Great. I think I can pass over to you, Liz.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Mark. So we're going to start this water quality section by basically answering the main questions that have already come through via email. So after these questions, please do chat in on the side your questions that haven't been answered, if they are substantially different, obviously, to the ones that I've gone through. If we can't, for whatever reason, respond to them now, please do email jerry@levelwater.org with your questions, and we'll respond after. So, first main question, is the event still going ahead? So as of today, yes, the event is still going ahead. As an outdoor event, we obviously continue to monitor all aspects of safety, including the weather and testing results from the Environment Agency. We are also working substantially with South West Water to reduce the likelihood of spills affecting the water quality during the swim. We review all aspects of swim safety up until the last swimmer finishes, and may cancel the swim for any safety reason at any point until the last swimmer finishes, based upon up-to-date information. So lightning, poor visibility, very high winds, very heavy rainfall are all reasons that can lead up to a cancellation, with safety at the heart of those decisions. Second question, is there a safe water quality limit to swimming? Now, there's no simple answer to this question. The link between water quality and swimmer outcomes is really complex, and the Environment Agency themselves have different thresholds for coastal and inland bathing waters. It's also worth noting that test results in different locations at times can vary substantially. So a result at one time, in one time and place, is not indicative of the whole river, or even the same part of that river at a different time. There's no single answer to what is safe, because this varies for individuals. We share as much information as possible so you can make that informed decision yourselves. That decision will be informed by things such as your health and previous outdoor swimming experiences and tolerances. We have a process to assess these factors that could impact the water quality on the day, and we'll continue to assess the conditions with our stakeholders and make decisions about safety and communicate these at the earliest possible time. This could happen, obviously, right up to the last minute, depending on information received from South West Water and the weather. Third question, what can you do to test water quality before and during the event? We've spent a lot of time this year talking to experts, including the Environment Agency, Surfers Against Sewage, South West Water, to better understand what our options are. Material testing requires 3 days in a lab before it returns a result. As a tidal estuary, the water will have experienced at least 6 tides before a test result is available. We are clear that it's the personal responsibility of the swimmers during sign-up and in the lead up to the swim to choose whether to swim or not. We did run independent water quality tests on the 21st of August 2024 at Steamer Quay, which is where we start the swim. These results were past excellent for E. coli and Enterococci, demonstrating how much the result can change from one day to the next, from one location to another nearby. We continue to monitor the water quality metrics and make decisions up to the point of the swim start. These are weather, monitoring testing results, and talking to South West Water about reducing that likelihood of spills affecting the water quality during the swim. We intend to test the water quality on the days of the swims to continue building more data on test results and swimmer outcomes. Question 4. Why do we need to re-sign the exclusion of liability at registration? So the waiver, the exclusion of liability, is the same document that all swimmers signed up to at the point of purchasing the ticket. We're asking everyone to re-sign this at the swim start to confirm that everybody has read it in full and is fully informed about the water quality and what they can do to reduce the risks. Question 5. I no longer wish to swim. Please can I have a refund or defer my entry? Unfortunately, we can't offer refunds or deferrals. This is also made clear at the time of purchase. We do have an adverse weather insurance policy, which may enable us to offer refunds in the case of the swim being cancelled due to heavy rainfall or high winds. This is the only situation in which we're able to provide refunds or deferrals. We really understand this is not the outcome you're looking for, but we do make all the publicly available data available to you for water quality information at the point of sign up. This includes the information at Totnes water quality, that it can be poor, and that was what was agreed at the sign up point. You are able, though, to transfer your ticket. There are people still wanting to swim until 5 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, 29th of August. The best place to do that is the Facebook group, which Colette has linked shortly before. But if you do need it, or you need the link to it, we can send it. So please do contact us. We understand the concerns. We respect your right to choose not to swim. We will also continue to run outdoor swims for the majority of swimmers who do wish to swim. Last question, can I get a refund on my additional purchases? Yes, we can offer refunds on merchandise, spectator coaches and parking for people who choose not to take part this year. Please contact us with jerry@levelwater.org if you would like to cancel your swim ticket, and you will receive a refund on those elements. So those are the main questions that we've already reviewed. So now we'll head to the Q&A. Please be careful to ask questions that possibly haven't been answered. Do we have any questions through? Thank you for your patience. And I am repping the merch, the Dart10k sweater, which is delightful.
Thanks, Lucy.
You're welcome. So there is just a question through, is there any risk that the water company could discharge wastewater in Steamer Quay on the day? We are working very closely with them to make sure that they do what they can to limit the amount of waste going into the water. There's not much more to elaborate on. We're just working as hard as we can to ensure that's not the case, but obviously weather is a big factor in that. Got another one here. Is it possible to see the test results that came back as excellent? We can make those available. Is there seats? Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lisa. That's amazing. And amazing work to get to where we are on this. So thank you so much. Right, Colette, hit us with some fundraising.
Okay. Let's go. Right, so you are hopefully aware, but if you're not, the River Swim at Dart has a life-changing impact on thousands of people, from people like you who swim, the people who volunteer, just like you, some of you, and the children who have lessons with Level Water. All profits and funds raised go to these lessons that we facilitate. And you are all helping incredibly. At the moment, the Dart10k has raised £127,000. That's the equivalent of 8,466 lessons. Big numbers. Level Water started in 2012 at one pool in Putney. And thanks to people like you, we now have over 800 children swimming at over 160 pools across the UK. For those people fundraising, the next week and a half will see most of your friends and family support you with donations. We see a huge increase in the amount of fundraising coming in. So keep putting your asks out there, let people know how training's going, maybe post a video of how you're feeling, really keep it personal. People love to follow you on your journey, even if they might not say that to you. We've learned this year that WhatsApp broadcast is an amazing tool. It's personal and you've only got to draft one message. Remember to update your Just Giving page so your supporters can see how you get on. And we found that some swimmers find thanking people through social media generates more donations. We've got loads of images and videos on our fundraising hub, as well as reels taken by the lovely Jerry and our programs team when they go visiting pools to see our lessons in action. Please use any of these when telling people why you are raising money for Level Water. We do have a small incentive this year. £15 on your Just Giving page gets you a cool little lesson funder badge because it costs just £15 to fund a Level Water lesson. Then when you reach your target of 250, you're automatically entered into our prize draw. Every £50 over that target is another entry into the prize draw, just increasing the likelihood of winning. And we have some awesome prizes. We've got Vivo barefoot shoes, an Aquasphere wetsuit, and these have all been donated by the incredible brands that support us. On top of that, we also have a prize for our top fundraiser from all of our river swims. So this is the person that has raised the most from all of them. SwimTrek have donated for a second year running a holiday to the fundraiser's choice in 2025, which is just absolutely epic. We're nearly done, guys. I'd like to take you back to the first Level Water pool in Putney. Ian, our CEO, travelled there and he met a swimmer called Joshua. Joshua uses a powered wheelchair. He's got limited movement in one arm and one leg. His mum couldn't find anyone who would teach him to swim. The first day Ian met them, Joshua was quiet, nervous, and a bit shy. His swim teacher took him to the water, laid him on his back, supported his head, and asked if he could kick with his right leg. And he moved it up and down just a little. Then she asked if he could pull with his left arm, and he could scoop it a little bit. Then his teacher started moving. She was moving away from him. She stopped holding his head. Joshua kept swimming. He was still breathing. His nose was out, but he was sinking. Then his nose went under. His teacher looked closely, still didn't touch him. He kicked harder and came back to the surface and kept going. Ian later asked his teacher what she saw when he was under the water. And she said one word: determination. Your fundraising may have a numerical worth, but to parents like Joshua's mum and to children like Joshua, it's invaluable. So thank you on behalf of all the parents and the children for all your incredible fundraising. You're all just absolutely phenomenal.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, you've told me that story so many times, and that just gets me every single time.
Honestly, I struggle to read it. Got to hold it together so much.
Well, look, we've come to the end of this live stream. These are pretty new for us, and I hope you all find them really useful. Sort of any feedback that you've got, please do email me, mark@levelwater.org, just because we want to make them useful for you. We want to make sure you're getting out of it what you need, what you want, and it's got all the information you need. Also, any feedback on things like the Swimmer Hub, to make sure that that's giving you everything you need to make it as easy as possible. On the website, on the registration forms, like, please, we're here to, we can only improve if we know what we can do better and what you need. So everything's built so far around what you want and what's helpful. So please keep telling us. I'm so excited to see you in a couple of weeks. It's my favorite weekend of the year. The team, we all work from home, so it's a rare opportunity for the whole team to be together as well, and to be at an incredible event with so many amazing people raising so much money. It's really wonderful. So Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody joining. We'll send this out as a recorded thing afterwards. And yeah, a huge thank you to the whole team for putting in all the efforts to get us to this point, because it's been quite the journey, and yeah, it's almost here. So swim on, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Awesome.
Bye,
See you soon,
everyone.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.